Welcome back to the classroom. Come on in, no late pass required. Today, I'm going to be returning to a little bit of The Legend of Vox Machina, and I'm going to be looking at the legend of the story of The Legend of Vox Machina. So, this is in a full playlist that Critical Role put out on YouTube with The Legend of Vox Machina, and I'm going to go through each video one at a time. We've got the story, the world, the design, the voices, the music, and the cast. And so, very excited to be returning to a little bit of Vox Machina stuff. And this was something that was suggested to me with a variety of people in the comments. You seem to like me reacting to Vox Machina stuff. And so it would be a disservice if I did not provide that exactly to you. And so we are going to look into this here a little bit behind the scenes. Obviously, I put out all of the reactions to the entire show as of this moment, which as of right now, it only has one season, but we know that there are more on the way. Phenomenal show. I did a review of it, easily gave it a 10 out of 10. It was just such a phenomenal show, and I'm curious to see what they did here for the behind the scenes. And so very excited about this, and so looking forward to watching. But hey, if you're enjoying this, make sure to leave a like and comment on anything I might have missed when I was watching this, and hey, subscribe to the channel as it really does help out a lot. But without further ado, let's get into the legend of the story of The Legend of Vox Machina. All right, first one, let's do it.
No one has ever really tried to adapt an RPG campaign into an animated series. So we're actually breaking new ground.
They created something that we didn't know the world needed.
Really, there's something there
very
for
much
everyone.
so.
Even if you are steeped in this world, there's still a couple of moments I think we can surprise you.
All the stuff coming out is just so freaking
Ah, Matt Mercer. What fantastic music. This is just great.
So the story of Vox Machina takes place on Taldore, which is a continent in the world of Exandria. It is an area of smaller nations, but there is an overall sovereign, Uriel, who is kind of the leader of the area. Vox Machina are a bunch of, I can't say heroes really, but they are people that are trying to get by. And they found that it's easier to survive and succeed as a group than independently. And so
that's insane what it used to look like.
They became a party. The series begins with a new story. This is a telling of Vox Machina as they come into their own as a group.
It's a fantasy series. It's mature. It is fun. It is about camaraderie. It is about friendship. We are going to explore all of these amazing fantasy elements that people shied away from. We embrace that. We love that stuff.
It's
oh, I love it.
Thing. In terms of high fantasy, there's been no high fantasy that's even remotely similar to The Legend of Vox Machina.
I think people will be able to
doubt
look at
it.
this and be like, oh, this is a show with dragons and demons and like everything in between, but ultimately it's about this group of friends.
We wanted to capture kind of the spark and the magic of when we were playing at the table.
Oh my goodness, 2014 when they used to just play it by themselves.
That's what got me into the stream in the first place.
This is something that is very serious.
Can't wait till they get to this part. They look all cleaned up and whatnot.
And lightheartedness, and that comes from literally this was a group of friends having fun, and we as the writers' room should also be a group of friends having fun. And that was the moment I was like, we got this.
That's fantastic. I love that little sentiment that they have there.
It was just a blast, you know, getting to work with all these amazingly talented writers who were all big fans of fantasy and, you know, RPGs.
God, the writers were all amazing.
A lot of people in the room that all love their craft.
And new. There's young, like excited energy, and then wise, laid back energy a little bit.
There's sort of the who's who of what sort of action animation we've done have been some of the top tier people. Some really great new voices that had come from science fiction and from live action. It's really been a nice mix.
We've never worked with Brandon before, so this is the first time we were able to collaborate on something. But he was just a great idea guy as well, being the person who's guiding the production side.
Didn't know that he was so involved in a bunch of different things here.
Incredibly helpful along the way. Really implementing all
and
of our
another
notes,
like wow, Ben 10, Star Wars, wow, Avengers.
So much about Critical Role. She's been a fan for a while.
Star Wars Force. Oh, hell yeah.
The adventures and such that the characters have gone through. May Cat is so much energy and so many ideas. She was fantastic.
Ooh, another, like...
Kevin and Doc are amazing writing team that I've gotten the pleasure to work with over the years. Their dynamic as a writing team is fantastic. I'd never worked with Mark before.
A lot of people working in similar fields here. Castle Rock,
worked with Daniel Thompson, who came from the live
oh my
action
goodness,
world.
Westworld.
Different kind of storytelling to the room.
Once Upon a Time? Oh, that's one of my wife's favorites.
She's fantastic.
Beyond just being a talented writer, she's actually played with us. She played Keg in our second campaign for a number of episodes, as well as a live show. And so I think
that's
bringing
fantastic.
that to the table made her even that much more of a powerhouse.
Everybody was, you know, soup to nuts, like really, really nice and really, really smart.
I love when the writer's room is everyone throwing out ideas and everyone's kind of building on each other. And it's kind of from all different facets, just kind of brick after brick. You can see the wall coming to fruition.
It's fascinating.
This is so cool to see all of them doing this.
From a role-playing game campaign and trying to translate that and bring that to life.
Oh man, what I would give to be in that room with everybody.
Beat for beat. And so our job as the writers was to maintain the spirit of the story and the spirit of each character and the character arcs and what they're going through, and act as the translators from what it was into what it can be now.
That artwork is so cool.
There's going to be surprises. There's going to be things that are changed. But also at the same time, we want to do that because we want the diehard fans to not just come in and know everything. Like, you want to be surprised. You want things to change just enough.
To find a way to get to a place in the story.
I've kind of like that in middle ground.
The audience, the thing they didn't know that they wanted, but they actually needed.
Oh, I love that.
Like a graphic novel, you can say, okay, we have to keep this moment. This is a pivotal moment. Maybe we can lose this. Maybe we can plus this. When you're going with a campaign where it's hundreds of hours.
Yeah, a lot of material.
Brilliant. It's like, okay, now what are the things that will translate really well to anime series? What do they have not seen that we think, wow, okay, we can take this and we can really do something fantastic with it? And those are the things that really, really excite us.
Whittling down source material was an undertaking.
I can only imagine
about because Matt has such a clear vision, and I definitely did not want to step on that.
Certain ideas have to be changed or altered as part of the adaptation. It's a hard process.
You just got some glorious hair.
Like, oh my God, he'll kill us. And then he was like, no, that's fine. We're like, we were worrying for 3 days about this.
Matt would always sit down and say, yeah, no, this is the way it was in the campaign, but if this is better, let's talk about it. Let's litigate it. Let's investigate it. Let's
freaking love Matt.
Sometimes the harder ideas, the ones that go against what you initially expected, make the most important changes.
Every project I've ever taken on, research is a huge part of it. You want to dive and get in that mindset and that mentality of the world you're exploring.
Critical Role is an IP and is a legacy IP, but it's happening right now. You can interface with the creators of this thing that you love immediately.
Everyone,
which
for
is
the most part,
pretty,
will make it for an element
awesome.
of the writer's room to answer questions about their particular character, how they would react to certain elements, you know, questions that I couldn't have answered anywhere near as good as they could have.
The fact that the cast created their own characters and that Matt, as the game master, created the scenarios, and then you're in the writer's room with those people, with that cast, you get to feed off that immediacy. It's like writing a Spider-Man script in the room with Stan Lee.
It's working very hard to honor the original canon and the original content and the original game.
Nothing is getting past these guys. We're making sure that, like, this is very much the show that they want to make.
It's been really cool to watch it all come together, and as each thing gets approved and, you know, we see every facet of it begin to come more and more realized, you can just feel the palpable energy of excitement, not just within us, but
I can only imagine what it would have been like to, like, have all of this come together when it did.
Something very, very special.
We are as excited as any fan of Critical Role to see how these things turn out. There's nothing better than
oh my goodness, the dye, that is so cool.
It just takes it in a way you never even could envision as a fan.
We wanted to capture kind of the spark and the magic of when we were playing at the table, just in a different form of media.
It will be
I'm
drinking
all
a drink
here
that you
for
really
that.
like by a bartender you've never met before, who like adds a little something and you can't quite put your finger on what it is. It's like, did you put nutmeg in
I
this?
love this man. Who is this other guy here again? I'm gonna have to go back and look at what the name is.
Because I like being drunk. If you like being drunk on Critical Role, then I think you'll like what this series of bartenders have done to it.
Oh, that's so cool. Very, very freaking cool. Alrighty, so we just finished watching the legend of the story of the Legend of Vox Machina. Really cool to kind of get to see a little bit of the behind the scenes of what it is that is transpiring as a part of how the show came to be, how the show came to exist in the first place. And it's crazy that like this video here was posted back at the beginning of 2020, literally right before everything shut down, February 21st. And it's insane to think that like some of these other videos that they have here for the making of were only posted like a couple of months ago. And so like they really did like a fantastic job of kind of spreading this out, and it's so cool. I always love, especially when something makes such a lasting impact on me, I love being able to get to see behind the scenes of what happened in order to make this a reality. Obviously, I was not part of the Kickstarter. I remember hearing vaguely about it, but I had not even started watching any of the Critical Role episodes as of that point, and so I had no real reason to get invested in the actual Kickstarter itself. Now, of course, like I wish that I had a little bit of hindsight. Hindsight is 2020, obviously, and so it would have been fantastic to be able to support this project, just because of how incredible it came out and how it came to be. And we can see how much love is here for this, whether it be from the original creators and players or from the people who are participating in creating this show. And it was so cool to see this little video here of the them playing in like somebody's house back in 2014, and they're just like taking videos of themselves all playing, and they're all like freaking out, and like it's like it's getting to take a peek at where it all started and why it's so important that this show be made in the first place. Like it had such an incredible impact on the people watching this, and obviously we know that from the fact that Critical Role is now one of if not the biggest creator on Twitch, and they have had just some serious amounts of success. And it only seemed fitting that after, you know, putting this out there when nobody wanted to take a chance on them, that they were able to not only fund this, but completely go past how much they needed and have Amazon basically say like, hey, we're now interested now that we see that there is a want and really a need for this more than anything. Some really talented individuals behind the scenes here, just looking at like what their resumes look like, which was really, really freaking cool. And so I'm very excited to see what the next one is going to bring us with the world of the Legend of Vox Machina. Very, very interested to see how the world interacts and what honestly is going on with all of that. And so with all of that said and done, I think that's about all the thoughts I have for this video for right now. But hey, if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment on anything I might have missed in the video or my analysis, and hey, subscribe to the channel while you're at it, as it really does help out a lot. But hey, in the meantime, class, you are officially dismissed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.